Hello, thank you so much for joining me for Workout 8. This is a workout program for the side body. You'll need light weights, maybe medium weights for a side crunch, but always defer to light if you need it. And then a place to lay down on the floor in order to do some weighted oblique crunches. So we'll get started. This is all going to be less than 30 minutes. We're going to get started with about a minute of cardio. You can always choose whatever you want to do. My floor is so squeaky. I'm trying to find a place where it's not squeaky and where I'm not going to hurt myself. And it's going to be an easy reach with upper body and lower body side to side. So here we go. So I'm reaching with one side and then reaching with the other. And we're moving as fast as feels good to you. I am watching the second hand. We're not going to be doing this for more than a minute, so it'll be less than a minute. Side to side, keep the knees protected. As you reach, you're keeping that shoulder protected, out of your ear, engaged. So you're always trying to not hurt anything and put the work in the trunk. And like I said, you can always choose to do some other sort of warm-up cardio exercise. I am just choosing this as something to get our heart rate up, and it is not going to be for longer than a minute. It's been almost a minute. Keep reaching, keep sending that leg out to the side. All right, it's been a minute. We'll pause. Okay, so for the next warm-up, it's a press-up. So you're keeping those shoulders out here. There's no weight. Bringing those arms to those elbows bent, those hands right by the shoulder, and then you're just pressing up. And then just press it up a few times. It's not weighted. You're just starting to get that work going, stretching the side body. That's what you're doing, is you're stretching that side body. And then the last thing we're going to do is empty coat sleeves, it's called. You want to have a nice wide base, so your legs might be wider than shoulder height, maybe even wider than hip height, but not too wide. Keep that lower girdle engaged. Keep those shoulders protected, elbows protected, wrists and fingers protected. Let yourself start to move side to side. I am trying to keep that lower girdle anchored as I lift and rotate the rib cage, letting those arms gently bounce against the body. It's kind of like you're giving yourself a little pat on the back. Make sure that you're protecting those knees. You're not hyperextending, and then we're going to be done. That's the warm-up. We're going to go right into the first group, which is lat raises. You want to make sure you have pretty light weights for this, since you're going to be raising to the side. We're going to do 3 sets of 12. Of course, you can decide to do this one at a time, one arm at a time, if that's what works best for you. Remember to keep those wrists in that place of support, so you're not bending them back or bending them under, and you are reaching and gripping gently with those fingers. Arms come to the side. You've got that rib cage engaged. You've got that lower girdle engaged, where you're pulling the back body down, lifting the front body. It's not just squeezing the glutes, but that's happening. You want to make sure you don't feel this in your low back. All right, we're going to raise for 12. 1, only highest shoulder height. 2, keep that awareness in your whole trunk. 3, keep pressing the crown of your head up to the sky. 4, 5, 6, 7, make sure those wrists are safe. 8, those elbows. 9, 10, 11, 12. All right, we're going to rest for 1 minute. I'm going to bring those weights down. If you want to keep your heart rate up, you're doing some sort of exercise to do that. I'm just going to talk to you, remind you some more things about keeping your body safe so you are not hurting those hyper flexible areas, which are those hinge points. And then also that low back can be super hyper flexible, and it can be talking to you a lot. And so you always want to make sure that you're engaging that lower girdle, pulling the back body down, lifting the front body, think navel dimples down for that support, for that activation. And then try to feel that lift. That rib cage gets involved. The heart lifts, the blades gently pull down. They're not really squeezing together, but they're active and pulling into the body. The back body supports the front body. All right, that was the first minute. We're gonna go and do next set of 12. You should feel this in the top of the arm and then hopefully underneath. Here, keep that rib cage girdle and that anti-shrug. So the opposite of this, you're actively pulling down, and keep pulling down even as you lift. 1, 2, don't grip with those toes. You can also do the seated. 3, just make sure you've got room. 4, 5, 6, keep engaging. 7, 8, 9, you should feel a little fatigued by now. 10, 11, 12. All right, we're gonna wait for 1 more minute. I'm gonna drop those weights down. Take just a second. You can keep your heart rate up if you want. I just like to receive. It feels amazing. I can already feel the work, the strength. I'm keeping my elbows safe, keeping my fingers and my wrists. So always making sure that that wrist is not bent in that position. So it is back. Well, sometimes you hear creases. And then also it's not, if it's too far towards the front of your arm, you could be doing damage. So you always want to make sure you're holding it in that place of support. Always keeping those shoulders pulled out of your ears and those elbows. Start to do that all the time. If you do that all the time, especially the main place, driving, keeping those shoulders out of your ears as you grip that steering wheel. All right, if you want to be able to drive the rest of your life, it helps to condition. All right, pull that back body down, lift that front body. Here comes our last set of 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, safe elbows. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, getting harder, 10, 11, really fatigued, that's the way you want it, 12, which also almost be too hard to pick up that last one, but I don't want you doing any damage. All right, so you're always being careful. So that is the first set of exercises for the side body. The second group of exercises we're going to do is a side crunch. You can do 1 dumbbell, double dumbbells in one hand in order to get the weight. I'm actually going to use this 17-pound kettlebell, and we're going to do 4. They're like dips down. 4. We're going to do 10 on each side. We'll do the right side, the left side. We'll rest for a minute. Right side, left side, rest for a minute. Then right side, left side, rest for a minute. So I'm going to start with this in my right arm. Remember that shoulder out of your ears. Try to keep really engaging that girdle, protecting the elbow and the wrist. My left hand is going to go on my hip. I've got my whole trunk engaged. And I'm not just dropping my arm. I am lifting that trunk And then that trunk is going down for 1, and then a pull up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, keep engaging that lower trunk, 8, 9, 10. And then coming back upright, switching to the other side. Same thing, take as much rest as you need, but we are going to take that minute here. 1, 2, 3, really feel yourself lift. 4, on the side, both sides. 5, 6, keep that shoulder out of your ears. 7, knees safe as well. 8, 9, you know there's all the rules. 10. All right, we're gonna pause for just a minute. Not really rules, but definitely really strong guidelines. And the more you are protecting those delicate joints, those delicate hinge points, the better it is for your body. If you are constantly sending them to their most extreme by standing with the super hyperextended knees, and then when you reach for things and use your arms and you've got the really super hyperextended elbows, you are doing damage to the joints. So you want to always be careful. And we need those hinge points. There's all kinds of awkward things you have to do with your body in order to, keep it the way it is. And the biggest one is that rotation, right? And then you could have come back down and come back up. You know what I'm doing, right? You want to keep all that safe and working the rest of your life. All right, it's been about a minute. We're going to do a set of 10 on each side. 1, 2. Remember to keep those shoulders out of your ears. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I want you to feel this right here on the side. 10. Not really so much the arm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And we're going to wait another minute. Your feet, always making sure that you're not gripping with those toes, trying to find your weight back a little bit. Working with that counterbalance, that back and that lower body, always working together to support the upper and the front body. And finding that place, I say in the middle, I guess the balance of that is just amazing. I've been working out for 30 plus years. I've been lifting weights since 1997, so that's a long time as well. I've been doing yoga since 2000. So it is one of those things that consistent working out. I'm not hitting it hard. I'm not hitting it a super heavy weight. I'm just hitting it consistently has really paid off. And I hope that you're finding that as well. All right, last set of the side crunch. Getting your weight in that one hand. Make sure you're anchoring that whole lower body. 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Last side. Make sure you're being careful. 1, 2, 3. Protect those elbows. 4. Don't grip with those fingers. 5, 6, 7, exercise is done. I feel fantastic. I'm coming forward just to see how much. We've barely done 15 minutes. Oh my gosh, this is going to be so much less than 30 minutes. The next group is on your back, so I'll meet you down on your back. Okay, you're on your back and you've got a light weight, and you can also do this without a weight. We'll start with the right hand. The weight is in the right hand. I've got that shoulder out of my ear, both shoulders out of my ears, my elbow protected, my wrist in that place of support so it's not bent. Either way, it's like I'm punching those knuckles up to the sky, fingers protected. My left arm, remember you're keeping that shoulder out of your ear, and then that left arm is gently on the mat. And so keeping your right and your left glute and your left shoulder blade on the mat, keeping your chin tucked, we're going to lower and lift that right side for 8. 1. So reach towards the left. 2. It's not a big move. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. And then coming to the other side, that opposite right arm, you're keeping the 2 glutes and the right side connected now. We'll rest after this set. 1, 2, it's not a big move. 3, you're just lifting that quadrant, that left breast, upper breast quadrant. 4, keep that chin tucked. 5, 6, 7, 8. And then come down. We're going to wait just a minute on each side, keeping my eye on the second hand. We've only got 2 more sets of 8. So you're just lifting that upper side as you reach to that opposite limb. So pay attention. Stay with your breath. Don't strain don't strain your joints. That arm on the floor is really relaxed and not hardly doing any work. Really try to engage with that trunk. You can always do, and I should have brought this to your awareness, do that pelvic tilt laying down so your low back is not mad at you and talking to you. You can move however you need to in between. If windshield wipers would feel good, or maybe lowering and lifting in that bridge would feel good. All right, it's been about a minute. I'm bringing that weight into my right hand. Left arm out for support, lowering and lifting that right upper quadrant only for 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then bringing to the other side. Right arm out for support. Keep that chin tucked. 1, you're just lifting the left side. The left upper. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we're going to rest for another minute. Getting my eye on the second hand. Oh my goodness, already I feel so much better. This has been not quite 30 minutes. I think it's only going to be about 25 minutes. We'll do a quick cool down after this last set of oblique crunches. Hopefully you're feeling this on the side of your body. You're feeling fatigued. It should definitely feel sensation. I don't want it to be painful, though sometimes there is that hurts so good aspect, and you're the only one that knows how far to go with that. I definitely want to encourage you not to damage anything, but they're definitely, that's how it works though, is you put that strain, it breaks it down, and then that rest knits it back together. So that's just how You get stronger, but you don't have to do it so hard. You don't have to do it with so much weight. It can be that small amount of weight consistently, and it will make just as much impact. All right, last set of 8. Get that weight in that right arm. Keep those shoulders out of your ears. We're lifting that right side for 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then coming down, keeping that chin tucked, moving to the opposite side, lowering and lifting that left side for 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And if it gets too hard or you get too fatigued, you could always have brought the weight down. All right, you're taking just a minute. We're going to move through just a few cool downs. Bring that one leg in and just hug it in. Let it come down. The opposite leg, hug it in. You're doing that a couple times. Whew, keep that chin tucked. Keep one leg hugged in, pressing through the soles of both your feet. Keep those shoulders out of your ears, a half wind reliever. Let it go. Opposite side. Remember, your limbs are hardly doing any work. Both feet to the floor, hands down by your sides. Make sure you've got that girdle engaged. Pulling the back body down, lifting the front body. Lower and lift a few times. And those bridges, keep feeling that front body. Lift up, that back body, pull down. Don't use your toes. After a few of those, come to one side. Make sure you don't strain your joints as you press yourself up to come to a seated position. And then move side to side. Stretch. You don't have to go fast. We've worked all that side body. We're going to pause. I've got my right arm down. I've got my left arm lifting and reaching. Really stretching not only that left side, but also that right side. Letting that armpit open. Letting that arm move to wherever feels good. Not straining the limb. I'm putting it on. Coming through center. Opposite side. Stay with the breath. Pay attention to your head. Bringing yourself back through center. And that's it. Less than 30 minutes. Hopefully you enjoyed this. Come back and do all the other exercises. Please let me know what you think and how it's going. I would love to hear from you. Take care. Stay safe. Bye.